So for this factoring question, I'm going to show you how to do this without any work. So first of all, I have our methods chart here to decide what factoring method you're going to use. Just go down the list. 1, is there a GCF? Definitely. There is a number I could divide 8 and 20, and they definitely share some variables in common. So in fact, I'm going to actually rewrite the expanded form here and then decide on what the greatest common factor is. So first of all, the first thing I need to decide in my head is what's the biggest number that divides 8 and 20. Even if you don't choose the largest number, you'll see what's left in the parentheses will have something in common still if you didn't choose the largest number. So the biggest number that I think divides 8 and 20 would be 4. Next, look at base x. So if I look at base x, the exponents are a 3 and the missing one here is a 1. So if you're deciding without any work what the greatest common factor would be between 3 and 1, you always choose the smallest exponent. So it's going to be x to the first power. Next, let's look at base y. So the exponents are a 5 and a 4. So the smallest exponent between 5 and 4 would be 4. So that is my greatest common factor. That's what's going to go on the outside of parentheses. So from here, it's kind of like distributing backwards to figure out what's left inside the parentheses. So if I distribute 4 to this empty space here, I need to get back to that first term, 8, x to the third, y to the fifth. Well, first let's focus on just the numbers. 4 times what would give me an 8? Well, 4 times 2. And then I pulled out one x. There's x to the third here total. So how many x's are left if I pulled out 1? Well, I know that there would be x to the second left, 2 left over, in order to get a total of 3. If I pulled out y to the fourth here, and I started with y to the fifth, how many y's would be left? Well, just 1. Bring down your subtraction sign. If I distribute my outer term to this next blank space that we're going to fill out, again, you're thinking 4 times what would give me 20? Well, 4 times 5 would give me 20. And then let's focus on base x. I had 1 to start with in the expanded form up here, and I brought out 1 outside of the parentheses. So there's no more x's that I need. And the y's. There was 4 y to the fourth to start with, and I brought out all 4, so there's no y's left over either. This is completely factored, and how do I know? Well, I know I chose the greatest common factor because the numbers inside, 2 and 5, I can't divide 2 and 5 by any other number, and they don't share any variables in common. This first term here, x squared y, does not have any variables in common with the back term because there are no variables. So I factored completely.